Hey everyone, it's Lana Sackwild, and I am here live with you today as the founder of the Lucid Entrepreneur Lab with more tips on how to lucidly dream and live consciously, design a life and a business that you're passionate about, that absolutely fulfills you, excites you, makes life enjoying for you. I'm super excited to bring today's topic officially to all 800 of you. We officially hit 800 lucid dreamers in this community today, my wonderful and magical people. So say hi as I'm introducing the topic this morning. Give me a hashtag live if you're joining me live here today. Say hello, let me know where you're tuning in from, and give me a hashtag replay if you are catching up on the replay as well. Connect with each other in the comments. I don't want this to be like a lecture series, I got my iPad set up so that finally I can actually see who's here and what y'all are commenting on and talking about as we go. But super pumped for today's topic. It's all about how to manifest your perfect soulmate in your lucid dreams or with your lucid dreams. I talk about lucid dreaming for manifestation all the time, right? And I even have that 3-part series on lucid dreaming and manifestation. And these trainings have been focused on manifesting for self-development or manifesting for your business or your entrepreneurial pursuit, how to kind of attract the type of success that you want or turn your dreams from a dream into a reality in the waking state. I also talk about this in terms of all the magic, the miracles in an abundance kind of way. And it occurred to me that maybe I also need to bring it kind of back to basics as well. Just talk about what is manifestation all about? How do you even do that with lucid dreams? How do you do something in your dreams that then alters things in your waking state, right? What is the whole deal with that? So as the title of this training implies, this is going to be all about where you are consciously creating something in your lucid dreams and then bringing this from a dream, integrating it back into the waking state, manifesting it in your waking state. This is not a magic trick. It is not something that's just like happening randomly or out of the blue or something that might work for you, might not work for you. It's about actually tuning in, setting that intention consciously, understanding how to move towards it using your lucid dreaming practice, and consciously taking inspired action so that it can come to fruition. Oftentimes at an accelerated rate using a lucid dreaming practice. So I can feel for people like, whoa, like, is this magic? Is this cheating? This is so fast. I can't believe this happened for me. But when you're lucid dreaming, you are consciously co-creating, right? You're co-creating with God, with that soul connection within your dream space. So there's many levels to lucid dreaming, and the two that I want to go into discussing more with you guys today is where you're either consciously creating within your lucid dream or you're consciously observing something for manifestation within your lucid dream. And whilst you're actively creating within your lucid dream, knowing how to manipulate and narrate the dream so that it lines up to your actual desired outcomes. Makes sense, right? So lots of people have spontaneously experienced precognitive dreams where you're observing something happening in the dream space, right? And then the next day or some time passes and then you see this actually happen, actually manifest in your waking life. So lots of people experience spontaneous dream manifestation or lucid dream manifestation or precognitive dream work in general. And this is something that you can also consciously work on and implement yourself whilst you're lucid dreaming. This is what lucid dreaming manifestation is really all about. And one of the biggest topics that I see come up for people when we're chatting, when we're getting to know each other, and I ask, like, what are you working on? What are your goals? What are you looking to manifest in your life, right? What would take you to that next level of excitement, enjoyment, bliss? Is people wanting to energetically match up in connection to love, in connection to finding their soulmate, their partner in life, right? So whilst I often talk about using this practice for self-development, for entrepreneurship, today I want to talk about love and romance. I've had about 6 people this week bring this topic up to me about connecting with their soulmate and using dream work to do that. Ask and you shall receive, right? And I feel like if this topic is coming up a bunch with people I'm connected to, with my students, people connected inside this lucid dreaming and lucid living community, then it's probably coming up for a lot of people at the moment. So what I want to focus on is believing that you are worthy for the types of relationships that you desire, and also how to consciously manifest that in your life. So at the most simple level, one of the tasks that I've set with one of my students recently was to literally start writing down all the qualities of her soulmate in her dream journal, and then start setting her intention as calling that person into her dreams at night. And she used this technique that I shared with her to induce a lucid dream that same night after she wrote out all of those qualities. And she got to actually experience for the first time that kind of, within that kind of comfort bubble of her lucid dreams, what that type of person actually felt like to be around for her, what kind of aura her soulmate has, the kind of energy and vibe that they give off, how she felt personally to be around someone like that. And this enabled her to begin not only recognizing what she's looking for in her soulmate, but like at that base level, but also recognize who she becomes when she's connected to that type of person, when she's connected to that type of energy, right? Which of course makes it much easier to navigate in the waking state, because when you've had a conscious experience, as you do in your lucid dreams, and you know what it feels like, you can recognize it when that same feeling comes up for you when you experience it again, right? So if that experience came up in her waking life, she would recognize it as the same as her experience in her lucid dream, or really similar to that, and it would remind her of the dream and the soulmate avatar. So I also had another student that was kind of the opposite end of the spectrum, in case any of you are wondering, who had been with her partner for a really, really long time, but wasn't feeling satisfied. It was kind of like the spark in their relationship was dying, and she wanted to explore what was missing. What did she need to move on? Did she need to move on and date other people, or would they be able to stay together and really make it work? Was there anything that she could do? My advice for both people, both ends of the spectrum, was this. Step 1 is about getting clarity, just getting lucid on what it is that you're actually looking for. Whether you're unsure about if you're with the right person, or if you're just totally single and you're longing to find that right person for yourself finally, wherever you are on that spectrum, you need to bring it back to basics first. Set those foundations about what it is that you actually want, what it is that you're actually looking for, what it is that you're looking to manifest in your current relationship or in your new relationship. What are those things for you? Write them down. Actually write them down so that you can see them pen to paper. It might be stuff that actually surprises you when you actually write it out, right? We got all these ideas going on in our minds, going on in our heads, but sometimes when you actually get to sitting down, writing it out, this is actually what I want, this is what I'm looking for in my soulmate, and you simplify down the process, you get to see what that actually is visually. these are the things, like this list is the things that I'm looking to manifest in my ideal relationship. You may surprise yourself, but you also get that clarity, get that lucidity to move into the next stages. Step 2 is really then looking at your own belief systems, right? About what you can and cannot have. What do you feel like you deserve? And what do you maybe feel like you don't deserve? Okay? Really, really do this process, this part of the process, because it's easy to write down all the things you want and then be like, oh yeah, I'll just manifest it, and not address what are the things that I actually believe I'm capable of manifesting and why. What do I feel like I deserve? What do I feel like I'm a match for, and why? Because if you're someone who's like, man, I would love a beautiful soulmate who just radiates sunshine, happiness, their smile lights up the room when they walk in and make my heart race. I just melt when I look into their eyes, but I could never get someone like that. Then you, my friend, are part of your biggest problem. You're part of the biggest blockage to your own manifestation practice. You're your own enemy number 1 right now, and you need to work on that deep stuff that's coming up, any of the limiting beliefs that you may have been just carrying around for too long. They might no longer serve you where you are in this part of your life. You could have possibly just been carrying something for years and years and years that's holding you back because someone along the way told you like you could never get someone like that, or you look like this so you can't match with that person, or whatever it is, whatever the limiting belief is. And for what reason, right? Are you still carrying it? Because what good is it to think that way about yourself? And you've seen people, right, who are with someone who you're like, damn, he or she is like way out of that person's league. How did they get a catch like that? You know how? It's about their belief system. Surprise, surprise, if you meet that person and you don't think you're worthy of that person's love, how can you expect them to think that you are either, right? Why would you expect them to give you the time of day if inside you're like, why would they give me the time of day? So it's like you automatically start putting out that vibe and the door closes right in your face. Stop closing the door before you've even opened the door. Do that inner work. It's worth it for you, especially whilst you're lucid dreaming, when you can really like take a good look at what's going on and what the processes are and where particular thoughts and beliefs are originating from without any distractions. Step 3 is like I was saying with my student earlier, induce a lucid dream and begin to actually explore consciously what does it feel like to be in this kind of relationship every single day or just on an average day. If you can't lucid dream yet, reach out to me for help and personal guidance. I'm happy to help you with that. But also just start writing these things out for yourself in the waking state anyway. Like journal on what that kind of dream scenario would look like. How would you guys wake up together? What do you do for breakfast? How do you spend your time in the evenings? What are things that you would like to enjoy together? Hobbies that you share? Things that you like doing? Literally just begin narrating a dream that you'd love to experience with your soulmate. Read it out loud to yourself. Read through it. If you're feeling brave, this is a bonus step. Voice record that whole dream scenario and then narrate it on your voice recording and actually listen to it as you fall asleep. What you're doing is starting to shift back into those feelings of what the ideal relationship feels like, what it feels like to be with your soulmate, and just making that super, super clear, crystal clear for yourself. And this is where the manifestation part comes into play. This is where the magic and the miracles start to happen. And that all the things that are not in line with what you're calling into creation, with what you're actively co-creating, will begin to dissolve because it's so clear for you what you are calling in and what you're not. If you're all over the place and you don't really deeply know what you want, you haven't been through step 1 or step 2 of this process, you're not sure what you're looking for, there's red flags, there's green flags, but you're not crystal clear, then you meet someone and you freak out, right? You're like, I don't know if they're the right person. They can be crazy. So you're like, well, these things about them are okay, but these things aren't. And you might start noticing that you're someone who bends towards just trying to make it work out, right? And then you're not even that surprised when you spend time doing that and then it actually just doesn't work out. But instead, you need to stop the bending and start the conscious creating, being crystal clear about what these things look like for you. Actively being a part of that process. This is not just about like waiting around for the right person to show up. This is about all the pieces of the puzzle, knowing all of them so well that when you come across that final piece, you recognize it with 100% confidence. Same process for people who are already with that person, but not sure whether to continue the relationship or not. You rewire and kind of rewrite the pieces of your puzzle, right? Who do you desire to be in relationship, and how do you want to see that relationship with clarity? And when I do these things, I'm giving my best, and this means all the pieces of the puzzle will line up. Are you still able to match up with that person when you're doing all the right things for yourself and when you've got that clarity on what your beliefs are? Again, you know with full clarity, confidence, lucidity, what that final picture looks like and what kind of pieces are going to work for that puzzle. You get to see that bigger picture. If you do that, then the relationship you're currently in will be able to actually evolve and transition into that beautiful soulmate relationship that you desire, or not. But at least you will then have the opportunity to know, hey, this is actually what I deserve, this is actually what I desire, and put all the pieces into place for that to manifest for you. So manifesting within the lucid dream space is all about consciously experiencing what it is that you really want and experiencing what that actually feels like, recognizing the parts that don't line up with what you desire, what needs to be removed, and how to make that happen. So whether you're doing this work for self-development, your career, money, your clients, your soulmates, whatever you're calling in to attract, it works that same way. You believe it, write it, speak it, dream it, experience it, get that taste of it, and then you achieve it. Then you begin manifesting it and you can see the way to actually make it happen at that fast rate. When it does manifest, you have so much clarity, so much confidence because you've done those previous steps. You've experienced it lucidly, you've tasted it before, you know in fullness, and that way there's no freak out, there's no uncertainty at all. So when you pray on it, journal about it, be precise, very precise about what you're actually calling in, and then just let God do the work. Sleep on it, get lucid, observe it, experience it. God often has those much bigger and better dreams in store for us than we could ever possibly imagine, right? There's that way of making something manifest right now where we're like, how? How did that even happen for me? And we'll never even know how. I met the love of my life, who I've been falling more and more and more in love with, my soulmate, every single day, more and more for the past 9 years in the most unlikely of circumstances, right? Like when we even think about the chances of us meeting, it's like 0.00000.0 1%. But not only that, we kept bumping into each other time and time and time again in Tokyo, one of the busiest and most densely populated cities in the world, just like only something that God could execute, right? And I also used this practice for manifesting some of my best friends. Doesn't have to be just for relationships. Maybe you even want to manifest that soulmate bestie and go the friend route first so that you have these people around you who can pump you up, help with your confidence, with your belief systems, with your self-worth, with understanding and feeling confident and lucid about what you deserve, what you desire, and knowing all of that first so that you are kind of ready to call in that romantic soulmate of yours. So get clear, get lucid, believe it, speak it, dream it, manifest it. Start making your own miracles. Remove all of the limitations that no longer serve you anymore. Dissolve anything that's in the way of this. So I hope this brings you more clarity on manifestation and how it works in the lucid dream space, how to manifest from within your lucid dreams, and just some simple steps to get started with this whole practice and really implement this into your dream life and your waking life. Like I said, if you're new to all this, maybe just begin with those waking state practices, the journaling practices. And if you feel that you have some of your own self-development work to do, maybe begin with manifesting that soulmate best friend or soulmate mentor rather than the romantic partner. If you're totally skeptical about all of this and how it would even work for you, I encourage you to experiment and explore with simple things first. You know, in your lucid dream, start picking up $100 notes. Find one in your bag, find one on the sidewalk. Maybe you manifest that a dream character gives you a $100 note or something like that. And then see how that starts showing up in your waking life. If you're able to then manifest someone giving you money the next day in the waking state. Or ask God to turn your dreams into a reality. Ask God to have the right people show up for you. Work on one thing today that you can do to just start this practice off for yourself. And if you're feeling brave, I would love for you to comment below with what that is, with what you're going to get started with, or send me a private message. If you're more of a private person, share it with me so that you have a record of it so that I can start cheering you on, getting excited together about this process, and most of all, so that we can celebrate it when it does actually manifest and come to fruition. And from there, we can just work you up to bigger and bigger dreams, right? So I'm super excited for you, for everything that you're ready to dream and manifest into creation. I will see you the same time next Wednesday for more tips and techniques on lucid dreaming, lucid living, for creating a purposeful, passionate life and business that completely fulfills your wildest needs and biggest dreams. Give me a hashtag manifesting miracles in the comments if you made it all the way to the end of this with me, and wishing you a week full of big dreams, lucidity, and abundance.
It's life-changing, both personally and professionally.
The process of really stepping into the next level of my entrepreneurship in ways that I hadn't even realized I was blocked, because the dream world reveals to you not only what's possible, but also what maybe is hidden.
But I've learned so much about how lucid dreams can benefit my future and my business, and it's been such an exciting adventure already, and I cannot wait to continue on.
I love the way she structured the course and how it's so clear and kind of step by step. So for a complete novice like me, who only really had a very vague idea of what lucid dreaming actually was, it felt really accessible.
I feel more focused on exactly where I want to go, and I am so grateful to be part of this course. It will change your life. It will change your mindset. It will give you tools you never knew you wanted. Like, it's seriously amazing.
But I have to say that Lana is an amazing teacher of the class, and I would suggest anybody taking it. It's definitely scholarly, like college level kind of course, and it's an 8-week program. So check it out.
Even if simply on a one-on-one basis in her dream coaching, I think that's extremely valuable.
If you are on the fence, if you are thinking about getting into your dream life, I suggest getting lucid with Lana.